Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a reading on Harry's hair. There's been an article in Closer magazine and Meghan wants Harry to do something about his hair. So I read the article and I guffawed because Meghan basically wants Harry to get some kind of hair treatment, hair transplant, follicles removed around. At the worst case scenario, a wig. I don't know, but she wants something done with his hair to keep his hair, because apparently, according to the article, Hollywood hair is on men is it's a good commodity. Baldness has no value, according to the article. I think The Rock, Vin Diesel, and in fact, even that chick from the Wicked films. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, that doesn't quite make sense. Anyway, so what I thought we'd do is, why is Meghan sending out this puff piece? How's Harry feel about his hair? All of those kind of things. If you're new here, I work in layers. So the first layer is going to be cut across spread for Harry, then Meghan, and then we'll use the sassy oracle cards, any of them, mop up any of the questions. There's so much to it. Personally, from my point of view, if you've been around here since the early doors, so since 2019, you'd have heard me repeatedly say, Harry, just shave your head. I've even made memes about it. Harry, just shave your head, please. Bearing in mind, we on the channel for a while, way back in the day, I was like, William should have a beard. And now that was quite a controversial point for a bit, because some of you guys were like, no, William should not have a beard. And I was like, no, William should have a beard. And then William's got a beard, and look at William. Look how beauteous he is with his beard. Harry, shave your hair off is my advice as a person, as a human being. That's not the cards. That's just Harry, shave your hair off, dear. He won't. He's going to end up with some kind of syrup looking like Richard Madley or Tucker Carlson or anyone else that you're not allowed to point out where a syrup. You know what I mean? Syrup of figs. But that's by the by. Now, there's nothing wrong with a man in a wig. You can do what you want. There's nothing wrong with having hair follicle replacement surgery. There's nothing wrong with any of that. What has been, why we're talking about it with Harry, is because it's obviously some kind of psychodrama going on in his head and some kind of psychodrama around his hair. He's got a lot of weight attached to his hair. And you can see that by the self-mocking jokes. You can see that by the fact that what he always does to his hair, it's buffoned to an inch of its life. Those the sparse hair follicles are like, I don't know, blow dried and almost like back combed and fluffed up, and they've probably got all kinds of expensive products on it and everything like that, just to look as it is now. So imagine what it just looks like on the normal daily, So there's that as well. So we're going to have a look. We're going to see Harry's hair. So it's not just it's not just a cheeky read. This could be quite deep, because he's obviously very invested in his hair. Maybe he thinks he's going to own William with it. We shall see. What's the first card? The Hierophant is in reverse. Oh, he's a stubborn man here. Very stubborn. His response to shaving his head at the moment is embedded with his view of himself and his status within his family. So I don't know if there's any rules, like the men in the royal family, because I know there's lots of rules around the clothes, but men in the royal family can't have a shaved head. I don't know about that, but there's going straight to the monarchy. And maybe it's just a personal rule he made up for himself, or maybe, and just maybe, it's something that he thinks. Hello, Merlin. Something that he thinks is just a regal thing to do, not to shave your head. So, okay, there's a few things built into that. Crossing over, we have got the Six of Cups in reverse. He is very much attached to his older image when he had like that thick red hair. He's very attached to that thick red hair. Not anymore, pet, but he was very attached to it. He still is, but it's just not physically attached. Do you know what I mean? The Six of Cups in reverse, he actually has rose-tinted glasses on when he thinks about how he was with his hair. I think he thinks his hair is some kind of superpower for him. Okay, we have the Star in reverse above, and we have the Six of Coins underneath. I think he's thinking he might makes him look more approachable and regal to have hair. The Star in reverse is weird and cold. It's like being out in the night sky. Being out in the night and there's no stars in the sky. And there's no moon. And it's just weird. And the Six of Coins underneath. He's definitely got some strange vibes around his hair. He will come back and say it's unimportant. True. I mean, on one level, it is unimportant to him because he's thinking, but what about the charity? What about give and take? What about this, that, and the other? There's an element here as well with the give and take underneath, with the Six of Pentacles underneath, the balancing, is he has given Megzy everything, but she is still like, now you need to alter your image, you know? He doesn't realize he's given Megzy everything. He gave Megzy the fame. The King of Swords is in reverse. Interesting. Let me just have a look. And the King of Coins is in reverse. So the King of Coins is him. And the King of Swords, it could well be an air sign man. It could well be his business, lawyers, businessmen, but dodgy ones, you know, Sherborne, that kind of thing. Yeah, and like it's weird because that Sherborne guy says he's like 44 or something. Girl, these men, man. Yeah, what universe? I'm sure you're 44 at some point 30 years ago, but there we go. Anyway, the King of Coins is in reverse. The King of Swords is in reverse as well. So yeah, there's that. And the King of Wands is in reverse. Oh. He sees his hair as a link to his mother. Reminds everybody, like losing his hair will make everyone forget who his mother was for some reason. The King of Wands is in reverse. He is really very pissed off about the Closer article. Too close to the home, the King of Wands. He is seriously pissed off there. Can you see there, that card there? That King of Wands, he is annoyed. Really annoyed. And that King of Coins there, he's going to come out because this is what's happening next. He's going to come out and he's going to look stupid. This is no surprise. And the Three of Cups is in reverse. There's going to be more gossip about his hair, guys. There's going to be more gossip about his appearance and his relationship dynamics with Meghan. The Three of Pentacles is in reverse. He thinks people are working against him with stories like this. So he's not exactly pinning this on Meghan, but he's very angry about this article. And if it was Megzy behind this puff piece, he is oblivious to that fact. Absolutely oblivious to it. Let's see what Megsy's like. Oh, Megatron. Let's have a look and see what Meghan is like. Three of Swords. She finds it embarrassing. She's embarrassed by your hair, Harry. It's wounds her narcissistically. How dare you not have a full head of hair? Naughty person. But she feels entrapped by it. So Meghan is being very overdramatic. But Meghan is seemingly thinking that Harry's hair is a problem with their branding and their imaging. And she's necessarily blaming that on the way people respond to her brand. Like, so everything is Harry's fault. everything. The Emperor above the situation and Justice underneath. Justice is in reverse underneath. She thinks she's been hardly done to by, definitely very hardly done to when it comes to Harry's appearance. The Emperor above. Now this is a very, I would say, this is how she views Hollywood. You have to fit into the system, her version of the system, which is full head of hair, big day glow white veneers, and yeah. So she's very much the Emperor. We've got to play to Hollywood strengths, Harry. Okay, I get that. I wonder if this King of Swords is, the Sun is in reverse. Okay, so showing the kids hasn't got us where we want to be. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is look at your appearance, Harry. Oh, girl, did you do this puff piece? You did this puff piece. There's the devil. Oh, Closer magazine. 5 of Cups, regret. What do you regret, Megzy? And the Papess is in reverse. Let me just have a look and see what she regrets. More of the 5 of Cups. Okay, a bit more specific. All the 5s, difficulty. Okay. So she kind of regrets putting it out, but she kind of like doesn't regret it. So sorry, not sorry. And she knows it's going to cause some drama. So she's not bothered she's done it. But at the end of the day, it's minor irritations because she's going to come back with some control around Harry. She's trying to passively, in her, when the reason she uses puff pieces is she's trying to passively turn the narrative, like say, oh, poor Megzy, she has to tolerate this guy with this, like, you know, the elephant in the room is his hair follicles and all of this, never mind his personality. But it just shows you what they're like when they think that somebody getting a wig will change and disregard all of the public perception of Harry. And there's the Hierophant in reverse again. She's embarrassed by him, guys. He's going to cause her more embarrassment. She's really embarrassed by him. The Hierophant in reverse, this kind of holding on. There is an element here of like a prince doesn't shave his head kind of energy, yeah? She really doesn't. Really doesn't. I've been saying for ages, since about like, she's never really liked him, but since summer 2022, she's really hated him. And she's kind of like almost, I feel like she's had several like mental breakdowns, several mental bees, and she's kind of disassociated. And I'm not excusing her nastiness. I'm just saying she's just absolutely, in my mind, unhinged, in my opinion. According to the cards, allegedly. Okay. Let's have a look. I'm going to actually use this deck, the chunky deck for Harry. Let's have a look. So, Harry. Harry. Let's see what these cards say about you and Meghan and your appearance. The emotional unavailable man is in reversed. He's too emotionally available to Megzy. And Megzy is the emotional unavailable woman. The 9 of Swords here. The 9 of Swords most definitely is giving stress, worry, anxiety, your night demons, everything that drives him. So he really is got a big hang up about this hair. There's the Three of Swords in reverse. He's going to get humiliated. Divine timing around a wig. Pushing each other to grow. Okay, she's going to sell him this as growth, as in hair growth, but also spiritual growth, Harry. You know, it's just like spiritual and everything, you know, it's so spiritual. So yeah, divine timing. So she's gonna, I feel like she's gonna eventually win some of this argument, but not right at the moment. That Six of Wands. The Sacrifice card. The Empress energy is in reverse. That Empress energy in reverse, to me, is very much showing that there's a cruelty level here. Energy vampire, dangerously obsessed stalker. He's not in a good place. His whole life, his whole world, his whole energy is around the Queen of Wands. Absolutely, completely. He will do everything to try and get it in. She's going to love bomb him, and yeah. She's like an energy vampire, but she's an energy vampire who's ready to sacrifice him at any cost. And I mean sacrifice him as his reputation, his happiness, his health, his well-being, sacrifice all of those parts of him for her success. Let's have a look at Meghan with all of this. Do you know what? I was going to use this deck, but I'm going to use the Junkie Oracle. Meghan has got a not giving a, she doesn't care. You know what? I've just said all of that and she just really doesn't care. There's the Seven of Swords in reverse. There's this level of self-sacrifice. She'll just take what's hers. What she deems as hers. Reaching out. Have you asked for help with this? She's made up her mind. She wants Harry to, it's not just his hair, redo his whole image and sacrifice parts of himself for her again. She's reaching out is in reverse. The Two of Swords is in reverse. She's got her mind made up about this. This is the way it's going to be. This is the way it's going to be. Oh, here we go. We have got the Chosen One. So she thinks, she really does think she's on some kind of spiritual mission. I don't know if Harry's hair follicles quite agree with that, but she really, really, really does. That King of Wands in reverse. She's overly, I would say, aggressive with her PR, but we know all of that. We know it's just more confirmation from the cards. And she's not going to let him recharge. She's just going to go on about it. We've had this card before with her. We've got an apology incoming, but that apology is probably from Harry. I will be my own hero is a card there. We're going to be hearing more about how Megzy is the breadwinner, and Megzy is the one who is holding the fort, and Megzy is the one who's doing everything, and Harry's just some kind of like broken stoner, you know, destroyed by the toxic British press and blah 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 blah. I think she is going to really very much narcissistic abuse. She's going to accuse him of narcissistic abuse. The son, I'm going to get more kids, spiritual assassin. She is purposefully destroying that man's soul, I swear. And there underneath it all is the tower. Her world is absolutely crumbling. So to hyper-focus and micromanage on Harry's hair is possibly it. Harry, shave your head. The divorce arc will come quicker. Just shave your head, Harry. Be your own man, Harry. Do what you want to do. And I know deep down somewhere within you, yeah, you think it's unprincely and la 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 la. But trust me, shave your head. It'll be better. You'll be so free from all those worries about follicles and buffing and all of that stuff. Just shave it. It's fine. So yeah, I think that puff piece was, according to the cards, I think, and I believe from what the cards have said, that puff piece was put out there by Megzy, that Megzy wants him to grow his, regrow his hair or have a follicle transplant or get a wig or something, I don't know, one of those things, but she wants him to have a bouffon of hair. And Harry doesn't want to completely shave it off, but he also doesn't, he's also very embarrassed by the fact that getting a wig and having hair transplant, it just doesn't seem like his energy. And it doesn't seem like his energy, to be honest. It shouldn't be like his energy. But Megzy is persuasive. There's also an element as well, you know, she's got less and less to control. She's got less and less control. So she's micromanaging Harry's appearance now. So there's that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have enjoyed all of this. Oh, let me just say the narcissistic abuse card in reverse. She's going to come out and say Harry, she's going to try and make out eventually that Harry is a narcissist, but that's going to be like a reversal, if you will, of her whole situation. Moving back on, we are going to wrap it up. Thank you very much for being here. I do appreciate you guys hanging out and being around. Lots of love to you all, and I'll see you soon for some more readings. Bye, everyone.